We're at a point in Hillsborough where something needs to happen. You know, my mother, who was against me running for mayor, said this would be a lot easier. And a number of people told me this. Drew, this would be a lot more convenient. This would work out a lot better if you ran 4 years from now, not now. But Hillsborough doesn't have another 4 years. I felt that the momentum was there. I felt that with what I've done in the private sector, now is the time to move that positive activity that I've done in the private sector into the public sector now, and try to keep that same sense of enthusiasm that a lot of people will tell you has been created around town, and move it into our city administration. I believe to get this town back on track and to make it as great as it was and what it can be is going to need a sustained, organized effort. What I bring to the table is an enthusiasm, a very hard work ethic, an ability to think in new ways, not same old ways. And I don't believe in, I don't believe in just solving the problems we have. The issues that we have had need to be, that are currently problems that you hear from the voters, need to be solved, put behind us, and move on. Solved, put behind us, and move on. We're capable of much bigger things here. And I think I represent the ability, I think, to bring this community together as one and do something larger. I mean, the bottom line is, look what I have done uptown in this town in the last 5 years. Look and ask, what have my opponents done in the last 5 years? I think the results speak for themselves. I am very results oriented. Yeah, I mean, I have a very strong work ethic that makes up for a lot of things. I tend to be creative and think a little bit outside of the box, so I can look at something from a fresh angle. I was never that enamored with trying to get famous, which a lot of people in my business are, which is why I turned down a lot of shows that I felt were either compromising or didn't deal with my sensibility, and ultimately why I left Los Angeles. I mean, when you're a talent in entertainment, all you have is your integrity and the power to say no to something. And so I'm performance oriented. I like touring and working the road, and that's what I did. And that leads to another issue. If you want to tie in, and I'd like to put this whole quote comedian thing to rest, because I think people look a little too much at it, or make too much of it. Here's the bottom line on me being a comedian. And to me, this is important that people know this. Anybody of the thousands and thousands of fans I have knows that I am known for doing social commentary, social satire, and political humor on stage to a degree. And that the theme of a lot of my stand-up comedy for the last 5 or 10 years was comedically that we've lost all common sense in this country. And I decided about a year ago, I can continue to write jokes and make humor about the state of our country and where we are, or I can actually do something about it. And that was the segue, the leap I made, and why running for mayor.